Hi, we are the Accounting Project Group 4, also known as the Lindt Group, and this is the financial and environmental analysis of Lindt. As you can see from the structure of the presentation, we divided it in company, financial analysis, social and environmental performance, and finally, some recommendations. So, let's start. Lindt was founded in Switzerland, 1845, and nowadays is one of the most known premium quality chocolate producers. Today, Lindt counts 11 production sites, 28 subsidiary companies, 500 owned stores, and about 15,000 employees all over the world. Since 1986, Lindt has been publicly traded and now is one of the most expensive stocks in the market, trading at almost 100,000 USD per share. The two main shareholders are BlackRock, which owns 45%, and Lindt Pension Fund, with another 20% of shares. Lindt has different brands that are found in global, regional, and local markets. The majority of the sales are related to the main global brand, 76%, while regional and local brands exhibit a lower percentage of 22 and 2% respectively. Some of the biggest competitors of Lindt are Barry Callebaut and the Hershey Company. As Lindt, also these companies have a significant segment in the international market. Barry is a Swiss company that sells mainly chocolate products to professionals. On the other side, Hershey is an American company selling mainly chocolate snaking products, especially protein bars. Now, we'll follow a detailed analysis and comparison between these three companies.
We are going to analyze Lindt's financial performance through the financial statements and ratios, who have been compared with the competitive set to better assess Lindt's performance. Lindt compiles its financial reports according to the International Financial Reporting Standards and publishes the statements every 12 months in Swiss francs. Focusing on Lindt's balance sheet, it exhibits a growth of total assets of approximately 31% from 2015 until 2019. To be compared with its competitors Barry and Hershey, all values have been converted into US dollars based on the exchange rates on Orbis. Moving to the income statement, considered over the 5 years between 2015 and 2019, it reveals a growth in operating revenues of about 26% and an increase in net income of 37%. As we can see, cash flows from operating activities were always positive from 2015. It is a good sign since it means that the company has no need to rely on external sources of financing. That can be seen also in the cash flows from financing activities.
Looking at the financial ratios, the fact that Lindt bought back shares in 2018 and 2019 explains the very high liquidity ratios in the previous years, and it also explained the fact that Lindt's earnings per share has grown by 33% between 2015 and 2019. The Lindt's current ratio falls down to the approximately value of 1.5 once the buyback was carried out. All those ratios are explained by the shares buyback strategy, which has increased share price. In fact, in December 2019, the Lindt shares traded at 94,900 US dollar per unit, and so this makes those shares available to a very exclusive segment of traders. Now we can see at the same time that Lindt has a higher net profit margin and a lower inventory turnover ratio than its competitor. This suggests the Lindt's product differentiation strategy. In fact, for example, Lindt offers high-quality mass consumer products and a unique customer experience in its own stores, with personal gift prepared by Maître Chocolatier. The DuPont analysis breaks return on equity into its constituent component to determine which of those factors are most responsible for changes in return on equity. There are three major financial metrics that drive the return on equity: operating efficiency, asset use efficiency, and financial leverage. Operating efficiency is represented by the net income divided by revenue. Asset use efficiency is measured by the asset turnover ratio, and leverage is measured by the equity multiplier, which is equal to the average assets divided by average equity. In line with the product differentiation strategy, the DuPont model shows a relative high net profit margin and a relative low total asset turnover ratio with respect to competitors.
After the financial analysis, we focus on the environmental and social aspects of the company. Looking at the environmental efforts officially reported by Lindt, it's possible to observe that in 2019, Lindt reached the objective to reduce by 10% the greenhouse gas emission with respect to 2015. This was mainly due to the increment of use of renewable energy from 36% to 39%. By 2025, Lindt planned to reduce by 50% the chocolate waste compared to 2015, and it wants to source 100% of its cocoa free from deforestation. In 2019, the company reached a reduction of chocolate waste in the production process equal to 32%. Some of its factories are ISO certified to improve its environmental management and energy efficiency. Looking more into detail at the social and environmental company's action, it's possible to see that Lindt claims to have set sustainability as one of its main priorities. 3 members of the board of directors are involved in the sustainability committee. The committee develops policies and assists the sustainability executive team that includes representatives from all the relevant departments. In this way, it's possible for the company to dialogue with all the stakeholders along the supply chain and to develop a sustainability plan. The sustainability plan is organized into 4 purpose categories and respective focus areas to consider all the input and output of the different actors involved and the action to be implemented. The 4 purpose areas are improve livelihoods, contributing to an inclusive environment, business integrity, and delighting consumers. In order to allow a better analysis, the Lindt sustainability plan has been analyzed, linking whenever possible the company purpose categories with the correspondent SDGs and comparing them with the sustainable action of the competitor selected. In this table are reported the explicit SDGs followed by Lindt compared with the competitors. It was possible to observe that the company is mainly trying to tackle the 4th purpose area, improve livelihood, by implementing a farming program to help the farmers involved in the supply chain. In our analysis, we went through the sustainability plan, connecting it with the SDG framework, even when not directly referenced were reported by the company.
At this point, we'd like to summarize our findings on Lindt's sustainability plan and a comparison we made with its competitors. We can conclude that Lindt has put together a concrete plan to improve its impact on its social and ecological environment. This plan includes all departments of the company and was developed in close exchange with all stakeholders along the value chain. This shows us that Lindt is taking this matter seriously and does not consider it as the duty of only one department. Another positive observation is that Lindt's farming program is very similar to Hershey's and can already present positive effects on the lives of its cocoa farmers. Comparing Lindt's farming program with Hershey's was rather simple, since both referred to SDGs and gave key figures on how many farmers they helped and how much they invested into the program. Nevertheless, for the other parts of Lindt's sustainability plan, comparison was even more difficult, since often there were no key figures on how much resources Lindt employed to achieve its goals. Furthermore, the lack of key figures made it difficult to assess the level of ambition of Lindt's sustainability plan. This is due to the nature of certain goals related to the production processes, for example. These goals are expressed in percentages and take the year 2015 as base. However, we did not know if Lindt used a high level of resources in its production processes in 2015, and therefore it's very hard to evaluate if the reduction by 10% by 2019 of use of municipal water per ton of chocolate in comparison to 2015 was an ambitious goal. These shortcomings allowed us to come up with some recommendations. In light of the concrete actions related to the raw material supply, we based our recommendations on the field audits made by the NGOs Earthworm Foundation and Kid Royal Tropical Institute of Amsterdam. They recommended Lindt to focus on improving children's education and healthy nutrition, implementing digital platforms to collect information, improve transport infrastructures of raw materials in poor countries, and reuse agricultural waste. Those recommendations were included in the 2019 audits made by these NGOs, and as those recommendations are also goals of the farming program, we notice here that Lindt might need to increase its efforts towards achieving its sustainability goals. Regarding the reporting, we recommend Lindt to link all its actions to the relevant SDGs. Additionally, we recommend Lindt to provide key figures on how many resources it employs to achieve the sustainability plan and the base value it used to set its goals. These recommendations will facilitate the assessment of Lindt's efforts and make it easier to compare its achievements with competitors. We believe that in future, stakeholders could be very interested to be able to quickly compare the sustainability programs of Lindt and its competitors. We thank you very much for your attention and hope you have enjoyed our presentation.